Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Caching with Cadgerman. I have climbed up quite a ways above Waterton Canyon and the Colorado Trail in search of two of my own geocaches that haven't been checked on for quite a while. But how the heck did I get up here? Keep watching and you'll see. Of all the caches I'm checking on today, this first one here is the oldest. It's called CNS Silica Branch number 1. It's named after the railroad, Colorado and Southern, that used to go through this area. And it's back in this rather thick vegetation right behind me. There it is, sitting right there. That one's in good shape. Unfortunately, the travel bug that's supposed to be in there is not there. I'll have to log a missing in action on that one. That cormorant is sitting just above the dam, the diversion dam. This is the source of the water for the Haugen Canal. You can see the top of the tunnel entrance way over on the other side. This road up Waterton Canyon a long time ago was a railroad, narrow gauge railroad. It was the Denver, South Park and Pacific, later known as the Colorado and Southern. When they built the road, of course, they widened it quite a bit, but there are several places where you can see artifacts of the old railroad, one of which is right behind me. It's down in the water. There's a piece of railroad rail down there. And there's a nice benchmark nearby, dated 1951. The railroad through here was taken out, I believe, in 1937. It's been gone a long time. This bridge over the South Platte River here has some interesting history. It was built in 1978, but it replaced an old railroad bridge, and it's also the home of a nice survey marker or benchmark right here. (1978). The other interesting thing about this bridge is that the old bridge abutments from the railroad bridge are still under the bridge. Let's take a look. There's one over there, and the other one over on this end. So the first 6 miles of this road brings you up to where the Strontia Springs Dam is. And from here you can't follow the river anymore because, well, there's a big dam there. This cache appears to be in quite good shape. It's called Wouldn't You Like to Know, and it's hidden at the base of this pine tree right behind me. It just sits right there, kind of blending in. Here's a big hint for a cache called the Old Guard. It's right here. Hardly ever been found. About half the people can't find it, but here's where it belongs. Here begins the single track. There's going to be a bunch of switchbacks, and then the next stop will be a place called Lenny's Rest, a mile or two up the trail here. Here's switchback number 1. I came up that way, and I'm going to head further up this way. Second switchback. Heading up this way next. I came up this way There's my bike. And around the third switchback. Here's another switchback. That's the way back down. And around and up. Is this the last switchback? I made it to Lenny's Rest. And you know what? I'm going to rest a bit. Well, there is a cache near Lenny's Rest, and it's called Resting at Lenny's. It's a little hard to spot, but it's back here in the trees. Let me show you. This is a cache I hit some years back, and it took me a minute or two to spot it, because it's way back in here. Ah, there it is. Back in there. The Colorado Trail is marked by this symbol all along its route. Almost 500 miles. Hey, look, another switchback. Except this time I'm heading down that way. This next cache I'm checking on is about 2.5 miles as the crow flies, but I'm sure it's much longer with this trail since it winds around quite a bit. This is a Rocky Mountain columbine, Colorado's state flower. From Lenny's Rest down to that creek was a drop of about 400 feet, and it wasn't too bad of an incline. However, coming back up to where I am now, I regained that 400 feet, and it was darn steep. I had to push the bike at least half the way, maybe more, but here I am at the top now. I still have almost 2 miles to go to get to the next cache. This was a tough stretch to come up. Here's another Colorado Trail sign on this tree here. You can see it's been here for quite a while. It's embedded nicely into the bark. Ah, some more columbines. Such interesting flowers. This is a good place for a little break. Nice shady spot. It's been brutal coming up from the creek back there. More than 800 feet up now. I have ridden almost 13 miles. Well, a good portion of that was walking and pushing the bike. And this brutal uphill has just kicked my butt. I'm still at least a mile from this next cache, and I think I'm going to call it a day though and head back. However, you might still be wondering about why I was way up on that hill before, so keep watching and you'll see what I found up there. I was all set to head back down the hill on my bike. Then I thought, I'm going to go another couple hundred feet. I'm glad I did, because I found this view. Now it is time to really head back down the hill. To get up to where I started this video, there's a trail that goes right up under this big pipe here. You can go straight up the hill. Check it out. Hardly anybody comes up this way, above these pipes, but there's a cool side trail that leads all the way up to a mountain. Not going that far, but there are 2 geocaches up here to check on today. That tunnel over there is where the Highline Canal begins, and it winds about 70 miles between here and Aurora, Colorado. I have made it up to a cache called On the Trail to Goat Mountain. It's a cache I hid a number of years ago, and I've only been up here once since I hit it, and this is the second time to check on it. And you can see what the view is like here. Pretty good climb to get up here, of course, but it's worth it. So where's the cache? Got some interesting dead trees and some nice big rocks. Not too hard to find this one in the rocks. There it is. That cache is in good shape. Let's go check out another one. It's another 2/10 of a mile and a little bit more climbing to do. Let's go. Well, this cache here is called Trail Mix number 6, I think. And it's right in this cubby hole in the rocks. It's a cache I hit a number of years ago. Looks like it's in good shape. There it is, it says TM6 right on top. Now that I've checked on those 2 caches, I have to climb back down. It's about, I think, 300 feet vertical climb and then descent. And the climb up was difficult, but the climb down can be tricky too because of the slippery rocks. Tricky descent indeed. Still have a ways to go to get back down to my bicycle down there. My journey today has been about 23 miles so far. I have about a mile to go to get back to where I parked my car at the trailhead. Well, it was a pretty tough ride up there on the single track, but I'm almost done. Thanks for watching this episode of Caching with Cacheman. Check out some of my other episodes and please subscribe to my channel. Who knows where I'll be next in my next episode? Probably down some trail somewhere. I hope to see you there. Take care, everybody. So long. Of all the caches I'm checking on today, this first one here is the oldest. It's called... what is it called?